Welcome back, friends and family. Today we have a Street Rod, not Street Rodder, Street Rod magazine from March 1973. Sadly, I only have a few of those, but I always like them. They are pretty thin, but they always have cool cars in them. Always. And like this cool cover shot. I don't know about this guy. He looks pretty. Oh my god. Very 70s. I like this thing. It's a kit car, I guess, on a Volkswagen Bug chassis or whatever. And this thing, and there I want to ask you guys something. You probably all have seen that cover. It was like a cover shot for like a late 60s, like 68, 69 Hot Rod magazine. And if you're on social media, you probably have seen that photo where someone without the top in like a dragster, it's a T-bucket on a dragster frame with, I think, the radiator lays here, gets pulled over by a cop. And I think this might be the same car. I'm not sure though, but it looks like it. I think it also was flathead powered, but maybe I'm wrong. But the paint is really cool, but we're gonna see more of that inside. I tried to find the Hot Rod issue where I think this is the same car before it was painted that way. It was all red. If I find it, I'm gonna post a video, okay? Just go down to my videos, hit my video thing, and maybe you find it one day if you watch this. So here's what's going on in this issue. And you know what's my issue? I like cars like this. I really love 1920s, like late 20s, whatever it is. But always, what really bothers me, I wanted to buy a 1927, like a 1927 Plymouth or Chrysler or whatever. And of course, wooden spokes, wooden floor, everything inside wood. And those things scare me. Same thing with everything before 1937 with GM. The inside is all wood. And I remember I checked out a 36 Oldsmobile. Beautiful car with suicide doors and all that. And I opened the door and the whole roof, like the whole car, it shifted. And I was just like, okay, you know what? No, let's go for a 37. And yeah, I don't know. This thing is pretty cool. I believe that is a 54 Olds, if I remember right. Oh yeah, it's a 54 Olds with a 371 Shade 2. I had a 54 Oldsmobile as well, and it was featured in one of those magazines. But even that I have so many magazines, I never really found the magazine where that car was featured. And I also went through a couple of my friend's magazines, and he has a huge collection. And I had other guys. I had Custom Rama on Instagram and Facebook, like, post something if anyone ever saw that car or heard about the car. It has an Iska decal in the back, and I knew from the son of the original owner that he took it all around. He took it somewhere to Missouri, Chicago, everywhere. And I tried to see if it's that ISKI is the International Show Car Association, if I ever could find it in like any of those magazines. I know it was featured probably around 65, 66, but sometimes I heard of people who had a photographer there from like any of those Peterson production magazines, and they took the photos a year before. So the car, when it was featured, it already was sold to the next guy or whatever. I never really found anything. Sadly, I sold it. But yeah, that thing was pretty cool. I found an invoice from the Barris shop where they did the quad headlights. It had 59 Chevy quad headlights in the front. They were like this way. Not this way, sorry. And a radiused wheel wells in the back, it pretty at first sight you would guess it he went more for like a gasser look at some point because it came with American Talk Trust, but on a photo I've seen it had Kragers on, and maybe not Kragers. It could be something else, you know, but like it looked like a Kragers to me, and it looked pretty much like a mix between a custom and a lowrider at some point. But then later, that man got crazy, I guess. He believed that this world is run by 18 goddesses or whatever. And he put all that sheet metal, like from the AC, like AC vent stuff on the car all over the place, destroyed it, and it just looked horrible. So I removed all of that stuff and I tried to put it back how it should go, and then I sold it. Some guy walked up and made me a good offer, and then I said, okay, it's gone. This thing looks cool. I loved that shortened, what is that, a bumper? That looks cool. It looks almost like a derby car or something, you know, like a dirt car, but then it has those keystones or whatever those are. And that shop looks awesome. It almost, if I would not know better, it looks like how Indian Mike's shop, the last time I went there, he had a Watson painted, is it a 3-window or 5-window? It used to be yellow with blue flames on this side, and there used to be AK Miller's AK Miller's orange roadster, and his garage looks like this. I mean, no one really wrenches there, but for the most it looks like that. The two ends of the rainbow. So we have the two cover cars. I mean, this thing looks awesome. There's some Lotus in it or whatever. And here on a flathead, a cross ram with Webers. How cool is that? Here you can pause that if you want. Man, this thing is cool. Oh, and sorry, I did not know. I really thought that he had the radiator laying in front of the engine, but then it looks like there's no radiator right there. Two electric pumps. So probably the radiator is somewhere in the back or whatever. Really cool looking car. Oh yeah, it's Volkswagen based. It's the 70s. I think everything is Volkswagen based. US Army. What's that guy from the Gasoline Brothers or whatever it's called, the Gasoline Alley, whatever, who built the, oh god, I don't know, that car that Jay Leno has, Randy something. He looks like that guy, but I guess he's like an Oregon hippie guy, so they all look like that still. Street Rod magazine. Nice Corvette. This thing was Russ Meeks. He's still around and he still paints cars and he still has cool cars and he's still a cool guy. I think it's cool, I think, to see like someone like Russ Meeks. I hope I get this right. So he still is into Salt Lake racing or land speed racing. He still is into custom cars. And it's not only like nowadays you have those radical like, oh, I'm a traditional hot rodder, or I'm a custom guy, or I'm a lowrider or whatever. And now it's a whole scene, or it's a whole, I don't know. Like I said that before, I've been called a culture vulture because I share lowrider magazines. But I think that the car culture, it shouldn't be about like, this is a hot rod, or this is whatever. Sadly, I only have like custom car, hot rod, and lowrider magazines. I think there's so much to cars, and I think if you like cars, like I don't care, I really don't care. I just love cars. And if you do like cars and you love everything that comes with them, all the mechanics, all the creativity you can do with fabricating, with the paint, with like build a whole world inside. If you're into like custom vans and you build like a whole little like a loft corner, like a loft cage into your like 70s, 80s, 60s van or whatever, I think that's pretty cool. I don't like vans, and I don't like most of the choppers I see nowadays, and I don't like all of the hot rods or all the lowriders that you see nowadays. But overall, dude, we all have something in common because we all like cars. Now, no one's gonna listen to this and no one's gonna watch this because that one guy probably just watches the lowrider magazine and gets angry because he doesn't have them. But you know what? I just try, okay? And I always love a tall Model T. Always love one. And I always love my late 30s, early 40s Fords because they always look cool. This thing looks cool too. Nice. 34. Man, that T-bucket is cool. That thing is really cool. And I always loved this thing. Hold on just 1 minute. I have to have a cat. And the cat wants to come in. Sorry, I'm the slave of my cat, sorry. So my cat wants to get in and he wants to get out, and I'm always the guy who's doing that. But look at this paint. First of all, I love the color combination. And then, even if I talk not so good stuff about the endless line, this is pretty cool. Really cool. I love the slots. I love the tire, like the wheel and tire combination. I love that it has fenders. I love it has a roof. I just love touring these. They're so cool, and it looks like it's not a Jag rear end, or is it? Looks like a Jaguar rear end. So cool. Or is it Corvette? I don't know. What a cool car. Look at that weird exhaust manifold he has there though. That is super weird. That's so cool. Nice interior and everything chromed. Looks like a Jaguar rear axle, doesn't it? Oh no, Corvette. And front A arms are hand built. Cool. That is pretty cool. See, it's those magazines. They're always every street rod magazine I have has some awesome cars in them. Just awesome cars. They tell you how to restore your old license plate for your license plate collection in your garage. Powell's Pride. Cool. I don't know if that's Chevy or Buick, but I like that. Rear tires, yeah. Front tires, he's happy. Here you can pause that if you want and read about it. I wish that he would have different rims. I mean those are both Steelies and they both have those weird wire wheel hubcaps, but the rear looks so cool with that tire. And the front, I think if the front would be a little bit wider and had like a similar tire on it, man, that really would help it. There we have the Total T with a nice little trailer. And looks like it has an Oldsmobile engine in it. So if you want to read this, pause this real quick. Because I'm gonna go right away to the engine. And it says GMC 471 and a Hollytop 57 Olds 324 punch tool, 347 cubes, angle cam and Ronco magneto are other features. Trans is a Vita modified 56 Olds. Tag is at left rear of blower. Cool. That thing is super cool. Also Jaguar, oh, not also, but also a Jag rear end. Cool looking car. It's so weird to me because everybody, like, I'm really about like traditional cars. Sorry, I'm probably not, but you don't see a like you wouldn't see or you wouldn't think of like an early Olds rocket engine in a 70s street rod like T-Bucket. That's a weird combo, but I like it. I like it. Okay, Gatlinburg Roundup. That thing is cool with that crafted on little, I don't know what that is. It looks cool. Chevy big block powered. I wish the tires would be a little bit more bigger. That looks cool with those panels. Cool. And it's a Chevy. It's not a Ford, it's a Chevy. Just saw that with the leaf springs. Cool. Super Rod Run. Wow. That's pretty wild. So weird. As a kid growing up, I always hated like everything 70s. But the older I get, the more I like 70s movies, the more I like the 70s culture. Of course, good music. No matter if you're like into rock or funk or whatever, it's mostly the 70s, the late 60s and the 70s, I think. Cool. Love the pinstriping. And so weird, I still wonder like where are all those cars? Here, center door T, and it's a tall T with fenders. So cool. So cool. And there I love the tire and wheel combo. Craig is in the front and Seal is in the rear. That is pretty cool. I love the paint. I love the upholstery. I love everything about it. You know, I can see some, like, the coolness of the Monster Coach. This is it, I think. You know, that weird, that awkwardness of like antique. You have like those big lights and that tall windshield. I mean, before I would build something like the Monster Coach or like that. I don't the Uncertainty or whatever. I just go ahead, if I would have the money, and would get a Centador Model T. Don't shop it. Leave the fenders on, and build it like this. And it's so easy and it's so cool. I think it's just my thoughts. Here you can pause and read if you want to do that. And here you can pause and read. Beautiful car. See, this magazine is gold, and I have, I don't know, like 10 more of those, and they're always good. They always have like the coolest cars in them. Oh, that looks so 70s. My friend in Spokane, he actually has a 39, and it kind of looks like this. It has different, I don't know if that's root beer. It's a mix between root beer and a copper paint, but it also has like purple and fuchsia flames, and I always liked it because it's looking, it looks so 70s. And the interior is awesome. If you want to pause this, pause it. South Dayton Road Run. The cross ram looks awesome. I have a thing for cross rams, especially on hot rods. This looks cool. Oh, lace paint. This thing looks cool too, under construction. One day at an egg farm. Excuse me. I don't know. You pause that if you want to read this. I'm not gonna go through that. So let's just dig out the hoarder's hoard. That is interesting. I never really got this because I think the best a shock works, I mean if you have a good working shock, it is if it's when you want it to work the most, so it depends on the angle, I think, of your A-arm or your control arm or whatever, that it should, the shock, at least at the end of it, should be 90 degrees to your control arm. So that stuff we just seen, I don't know if it really makes that much sense. See this thing. So I mean, if it has that much trouble, nah, probably not. Wow, 23 minutes. Wow, look at that Laselle. That thing looks cool. I don't know if that's a hearse or whatever that was, or an ambulance, but it looks pretty cool. Cool. Wow, look at this thing, a Ute. 35 Ford. What is that, a Hudson? I have no idea what that is. Look at the headlights, look at the headlights. Awesome. Road Squad. And there we have this thing. Man, if I would be a kid, I would rip that out and put it on my wall. Because this thing looks so nice. And I love the fabricated control arms. I love everything about that. What a cool car. An awesome color combination. Awesome color combination. There we have those things again. Wow, 24 minutes. If you made it through till now, till this now here, you made it 25 minutes almost with me. So really thank you for watching. If you like it, leave a comment, maybe subscribe if you like my videos, and hit that like button, or do the dislike if you hate my stuff. But why would you hate? You know, I just love cars, and I just wanna share this stuff, because I always think maybe you just sit somewhere, you gave away all your magazines because you got divorced, or you gave away all your magazines because you had to move, or something else not so good happened, or whatever. And I think, growing up like this, I grew up looking forward every month to have the latest issue of Lowrider magazine, of Rosenblatt, of the Dice magazine. I didn't subscribe to all of those magazines at once, but it was always like, wow, you know, for Christmas I really want a subscription to the Roaders Journal. And then I got it. And they used to be quarterly, I think. I don't know if they still are. And I would wait. I would be, wow, it's that time again. Wow, it's been 3 months almost. Wow, where's the latest Roaders Journal? And it would finally be in the mail, and I would just be over that and study it and go through those pages over and over again. Sadly, I lost all my knowledge, my know-how, my knowledge, and all that. And I wish I would have read more in those magazines, but overall, those pictures, they gave me just so much. And I remembered this car for such a long time, and you don't see stuff like this no more. So I hope you like my videos, and I hope you like the content that I'm doing here. And yeah, just let me know if I can do something better. Let me know if you wanna see more of wild 70s show rods, hot rods, dragsters, lowriders, 60s, 50s, whatever. Let me know. I also gonna start my whole 80s and 90s thing, because I still think that, especially all those crazy Riddler cars in that time, they're just breathtaking, from a normal, I'm a car guy, and I know how to fabricate, I know how to machine, I used to be a machinist. To see that stuff and how they pull it off, wow, really wow. So yeah, thanks for liking my videos. Sorry that I had to let my cat in, and sorry that he was cleaning himself in the background. Don't get freaked out, and hope to see you in the next one. And hit that subscribe and hit that like button, okay? You like those other videos, so just do it. Subscribe, okay? See you in the next one. Goodbye and thank you.